Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod, and this is our Luton Town preview. And with the Luton Town preview, I'm going to pass over to Dan to give us all the information and the lowdown on Luton. Take it away.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Dan.
Right, so after the thrilling 3-3 draw at Leeds, next up, as Mike said, is the first home game of the season at Fratton Park to Luton Town, which is a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. So Luton were promoted to the Premier League in the 22-23 season after beating Coventry on penalties in the playoff final. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't manage to stay in that league for more than one season, finishing 18th last year, back down in the Championship now. The head-to-head record between the two teams, I thought that we've always had such a bad record against Luton. I think that goes back to my days of the sort of 80s when they were playing on the, as it was called, the plastic pitch in those days. But it's not as bad as I thought. We've played 53, won 17, drawn 13, and lost 23. So Luton do have the advantage. The last time we played them was in the 2018-2019 season, where Pompey and Luton both won their home game, which seems to be a common theme between the two teams. Pompey have only lost 4 times at home to Luton. Luton have only lost 4 times at home to Pompey. So playing at home seems to be the advantage in this fixture. And I hope that carries on Saturday. Before the season kicked off, Luton were around the 5-1 mark to finish in the top 2 and around 7-2 to get promoted either automatically or via the playoffs. And I know a few sites were offering what I think is a generous 5-4 for them to finish in the top 6. So if you are a betting person, I would recommend having a little flutter on that. So what can I tell you about Luton? Luton Town were founded in 1885. They're one of the oldest clubs in English football, older than the likes of teams such as Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. Their nickname is the Hatters, which is due to their historical connection with the hat trade, with Luton and neighbouring villages and towns formerly being a major international centre for hat making. Luton, interesting fact, Luton's Joe Payne holds the Football League record for the most goals in a game, scoring a whopping 10 goals against Bristol Rovers in 1936. 10 goals, Mike, in one game. The manager is former Welsh international Rob Edwards, who had a relatively short playing career, only making 200-odd club appearances, but still playing 15 times for his country, which is quite a good return. He had promotions from the Championship to the Premier League with Blackpool and Norwich as a player. And of course, was the man who guided Luton to that famous playoff win in 22-23. So he's got a pretty good record in this league. He likes his side to play an open, attacking brand of football, which was really good to watch last season, but ultimately left them vulnerable and ended up conceding 85 goals. Squad-wise, other than losing Ross Barkley to Aston Villa, which was expected, and other than a couple of loan signings which have left, they've only really lost defender Gabriel Osho to Auxerre. So they've managed to keep a lot of last season's squad together, so that could benefit them. They've also brought in Shandon Baptiste from Brentford, which looks to be a good solid acquisition, and have also signed teenage fullback Ruel Walters from Arsenal, who, according to a lot of the Luton fans, looks to be a really good player, really good signing. Players to watch out for will be the forwards Carlton Morris and Elijah Adebayo, who both reached double figures for goals last season, and the Dutch attacking midfielder / winger Tahith Chong, who can be really dangerous. So their first game didn't go as well as they would have wanted. As we said on the previous pod, they lost at home to Burnley, where they were thumped 4-1. Whether we can read much into that remains to be seen, because Burnley are one of the favourites to win the league, so it's difficult to judge after one game, but I do think it will be a really good game at Fratton Park on Saturday. So predictions.
Right. Predictions. What are you thinking score-wise, Dan?
Well, I think in a way it's going to be tougher than the Leeds game. I think we're at home, so we've always had a good home record. I think we're expected to pick up points at home. We're not expected to pick up so many away. And I think that's why I just think it's going to be a tougher game than Leeds. Nobody expected us to get anything from Leeds.
Do you think before you give your prediction, do you think expectations may have changed as well due to the fact that we did well at Leeds and obviously Luton didn't do so well against Burnley?
Yeah, possibly. As I said, it's difficult to read too much into that, isn't it? First game of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're probably right. I think people outside of Luton and Pompey might look at that and go, "Oh yeah, Luton got thumped. Pompey had a good point, so Pompey going to take this one." But I'm going to sit on the fence and go for another score draw. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a high scoring.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I'll be happy with
my prediction as. Actually, before the season started, you'll be happy with the draw. I watched the Luton game last night. I thought they looked okay in parts, but they were really vulnerable at the back. But also, Burnley were really clinical. We haven't got the same sort of clinical edge as Burnley, so it will be a tight game. I think we'll just edge it though. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Pompey.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Do we know if we've got players coming back?
We have no one coming back. No one is expected to play. Possibly Murphy, but I think Murphy's the only one who might be back for that one. Oh, sorry, possibly Yengi as well. But I think they're both still relatively long shots. Everyone else not. Great roundup, Dan.
Thanks.
This has been our Luton Town roundup. We will be back with a review of the Luton Town game next week. Play out, Pompey. See you later.
Bye.